Hello students. Let's begin a new chapter, that is chemical coordination and integration. So already know that in our body each and every organ they will immediately each and every organ they are provided with a point to point rapid coordination among the organs, fine, and this coordination is mainly due to the impulse which is secreted by the nervous system, right? So again in our body both, that is the neural system and the endocrine system, they are jointly coordinated and they regulate the physiological function of the body, fine. So which are those? One is the endocrine system and another one is the neural system, fine. So both together they helps in maintaining the physiological function of the body, fine. So again here in this chapter, firstly we are discussing regarding the different types of hormones or the endocrine hormones which is secreted in our body by the different parts, and their functions in detail will be discussing in this chapter. Okay, so it's chemical coordination and integration. So let's discuss what are the contents we are discussing in this chapter. So in this chapter, firstly we are discussing regarding the endocrine gland and the hormones, then human endocrine system, then hormones of heart, kidney and the gastrointestinal tract, then mechanism of hormone action, fine. So firstly we are discussing regarding the endocrine glands and the hormones. What are the different endocrine glands which are present in our body and the hormones secreted by these endocrine glands. Then briefly the structure of human endocrine system, then hormones of heart, kidney and gastrointestinal tract, then mechanism of hormone action, fine. All these contents one by one we'll discuss in this chapter. So this is a complete human endocrine system. So this is a male part and this is a female part. Exactly the location of different glands you can see. So I'll come to this slide later. Just a minute. Fine. So next comes the endocrine system. So in the human body, the endocrine system, that is the coordination activities in human beings, it is mainly done by two parts. One is the nervous system and another one is the endocrine system. That is a complete coordination activities in our body, or what are the functions of different organs in our body. Generally the complete coordination, it is done by two parts. One is the nervous system and another one is the endocrine system. Okay. Next just we'll have a glance difference between the nervous system and the endocrine system. Actually these are the basic concepts. If you understand these two concepts in complete chapters you will come to know, fine. Okay, what are the difference of between the endocrine nervous system and the endocrine system? So first one is the nervous system. It transmits electrical impulse. Okay, what does the nervous system will do? The nervous system, it will transmit the electrical impulse, whereas the endocrine system, it will transmit the chemical biological messenger impulse. It will produce the chemicals in our body. Chemical messengers will be produced, whereas here electrical impulse will be produced. Okay, then they use the neurons to transmit the signals. Nervous system, it will use the neurons in our body to transmit the signals, whereas this endocrine system, what does it will do? It will use the circulatory system to transmit the signals. It will use the circulatory system to transmit the signals. In the nervous system, the signal transmission is fast. In endocrine system, the signal transmission is slow. Then effect is localized and effect is widespread, fine. So these are the difference between the nervous system and the endocrine system. Next we'll see what are the endocrine glands and the hormones definitions. We'll see endocrine glands, they are also called as ductless glands. Endocrine glands, they are called as ductless glands, and generally they helps in the secretion of hormones. They will produce the hormones, fine. So again here these hormones, they are non-nutrient chemicals, act as an intracellular messenger. These hormones are non-nutrient chemicals. They are the chemicals in our body. Generally they act as intracellular messengers, fine. And they are produced in trace amount. Fine. So now we'll see the detail and Important definition of endocrine glands and the hormones. Endocrine glands, they lack ducts. You will not find any ducts in the endocrine glands, so they are called as ductless glands. Endocrine gland is ductless glands anta karitare. Fine. Then the chemicals secreted by endocrine gland is called as hormones. You endocrine glands chemicals in secrete ಮಾಡ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Fine. Then the hormones are the chemical synthesized in the endocrine glands. It acts as the chemical messenger. Generally it acts as a chemical messenger and it is transported in blood to the distant places where it acts as in specific cells, tissues, organs and the target organs. So in our body what happens, these hormones generally they are synthesized by the endocrine glands. Fine. Then they acts on the chemical messengers, then they transport in the blood, and whereas they act on the particular organs in our body, either it's specific cells, tissues, organs or particular target organs. So generally on which cells, tissues, organs they will act, no, commonly we call it as a target organs. Fine. Next this is a list of endocrine glands which are present in our body, and these are the hormones released by these endocrine glands. Fine. So let me read out all the endocrine glands which are present in our body. So first comes the anterior pituitary gland. So anterior pituitary gland it will produce a hormone which is known as adrenocorticotrophic hormone. Adrenocorticotrophic hormone. It is a hormone which is released by the anterior pituitary gland. Fine. Then the posterior pituitary it will produce the oxytocin. Posterior pituitary will produce the oxytocin. Then pineal gland, this pineal gland it will produce the melatonin. Pineal gland will release the melatonin. Thyroid gland will release the thyroxine. Adrenal gland will release the adrenaline and cortisols. Testis in male it will release the testosterone, and ovaries in female will release the estrogen and the progesterone. Fine. So these are the different types of endocrine glands, and these are the hormones secreted by these endocrine glands. So complete in this chapter I will be discussing the functions of all these hormones which are secreted by these endocrine glands one by one. Fine. So hope this table is clear to you. So ನಮ್ಮದು ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಗೇನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲತ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪಿಟ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂಡೋಕ್ರೈನ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಇವು ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಯಾವ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅದ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಆಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಪಿಟ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಅಡ್ರಿನೋಕಾರ್ಟಿಕೋಟ್ರೋಫಿಕ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಪೋಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಪಿಟ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಪೈನಿಯರ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮೆಲಾಟೋನಿನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಥೈರಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. adrenal gland adrenaline ಮತ್ತು cortisols ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸ್ಟೆರಾನ್, ovaries estrogen ಮತ್ತು progesterone ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. So these are the list of the hormones. Now you can see the location exactly where these hormones are present. You can see here pituitary gland, ಇಲ್ಲಿ pineal gland ಅದ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ thyroid gland ಅದ, thymus gland, ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ adrenal gland ಮತ್ತು pancreas, ovaries in female, testis in case of the males. Okay. So location of different glands. So next we'll move on to the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus it is a basal part of the diencephalon forebrain. Brain parts ಇದು. It is a basal part of the diencephalon forebrain. Just a minute. Saying hypothalamus. So this hypothalamus it is a basal part of the diencephalon from the forebrain. It contains several group of neurosecretory cells called as nuclei which produces the hormones. These neurosecretory cells of the nuclei generally they will produce the hormones, and these hormones they regulate the synthesis and the secretory activity of the pituitary glands. The hormones which is produced by this hypothalamus, they plays a very important role in the secretory activity of the pituitary glands. Fine. So again here you can see that the hormones which are released by this hypothalamus are of two types. They release two types of hormones. One is releasing hormone and another one is the inhibiting hormones. Releasing hormone and inhibiting hormones. Releasing hormones which stimulates the secretion of pituitary hormone. So what does this releasing hormone will do? This releasing hormone it stimulates the secretion of pituitary hormone. Inhibiting hormone, it inhibits the secretion of pituitary hormone. Inhibits ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಇದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ರಿಲೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ಸ್, ಅದು ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ಹಿಬಿಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅದು ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನದ GnRH, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಗೋನಾಡೋಟ್ರೋಫಿನ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. GnRH and gonadotropins releasing hormone from hypothalamus. It stimulates the pituitary gland to release the gonadotropin. Okay, GnRH ಅಂದ್ರೇನು gonadotropin releasing hormone from hypothalamus. It stimulates the pituitary gland to release the gonadotropins. Next in the somatostatin. Somatostatins from the hypothalamus, it inhibits the secretion of growth hormone. ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ secretion inhibit ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ from the pituitary gland. Then the hormone secreted from the hypothalamus, it reaches the pituitary gland through the portal circulation and regulate the anterior pituitary gland. It helps in the regulation of anterior pituitary gland. Then posterior pituitary is under the direct neural regulation of hypothalamus. It is under the direct neural regulation of the hypothalamus. Fine. So these are the hormones which are generally regulated by the hypothalamus. Fine. One is releasing hormone, inhibiting hormone, gonadotropin releasing hormone, and the somatostatin. This somatostatin, it inhibits the growth hormone from the pituitary. Fine. Then hormone secreted from the hypothalamus, it reaches the pituitary gland and reaches a portal circulation. Circulation reach ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, anterior pituitary gland hormone function regulate ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Then posterior pituitary is under the direct neural regulation of the hypothalamus. The direct hypothalamus regulate ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ posterior pituitary. Fine. ಇದು slide clear ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. Fine. First ಬರ್ತದೆ pituitary gland. Okay, so pituitary gland is located in the bony cavity of sella turcica. Okay, sella turcica, it is attached to the hypothalamus by a stalk. It is attached to the hypothalamus by a stalk. Fine. Then anatomically, this pituitary gland, it is divided into two parts. One is adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. These are the two parts of pituitary gland, adenohypophysis and the neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis consists of two portions. One is pars distalis and pars intermedia. ಇವು ಎರಡು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದು, adenohypophysis ಅದ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲತ್ತೀವಿ, ಪಿಟ್ಯುಟರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲತ್ತೀವಿ. ಫೈನ್. ಪಿಟ್ಯುಟರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ into two parts. One is adenohypophysis and another one is the neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis, it is consisting of two portions. One is pars distalis and another one is the pars intermedia. Okay, next the pars distalis. So pars distalis, it is commonly called as anterior pituitary. They produce the following hormones. Anterior pituitary parts the following hormones secrete ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. So we'll see one by one. One is growth hormone, that is GH, prolactin, PRL, thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, then adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH, luteinizing hormone, LH, then follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. Fine. So total 6 hormones, and these 6 hormones, they are secreted by the anterior pituitary gland. So anterior pituitary gland, the pars distalis, 6 ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವು ಅಂದರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಏನದ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅದ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿನ್ ಅದ, third one thyroid stimulating hormone ada, fourth one adrenocorticotropic hormone ada, then luteinizing hormone LH, then follicle stimulating hormones. Fine. So these are the hormones which are secreted by anterior pituitary. Is this clear? Next is the pars distalis set. Next, pars intermedia. So pars intermedia, it will secrete the one hormone which is called as melanocyte stimulating hormone. Melanocyte stimulating hormone, MSH. Melanocyte stimulating hormone, it is secreted by the pars distalis. Fine. Pars distalis, pars intermedia. Adenohypophysis hormone site. ಈಗ neurohypophysis ಅದ. So neurohypophysis, it is also known as posterior pituitary. It store and releases two hormones. Neurohypophysis will release the two hormones. One is oxytocin and the one is the vasopressin. Oxytocin and vasopressin, which are actually they are synthesized by the hypothalamus and are transported to the neurohypophysis. Fine. So adenohypophysis, neurohypophysis. ಸೊ ಎರಡರದ್ದು ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡೀವಿ. adenohypophysis ಒಳಗೆ that is pars distalis, it will secrete growth hormone, prolactin, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, then luteinizing hormone, then follicle stimulating hormone. Then neurohypophysis, it is also known as posterior pituitary, and it stores it will secrete oxytocin and vasopressin. Okay, so we'll see next one by one in detail. So first one is a growth hormone. Okay, so growth hormone, it will regulate the normal growth of the body. So growth hormone kelsa ಏನಂದ, it will regulate the normal growth of the body. Then growth hormone body ಒಳಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇಫ್ this growth hormone, that secretion should be normal growth hormone is generally it will regulate the normal growth hormone in our body. Fine. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಓವರ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಓವರ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಇಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿ ಜೆಜೆಂಟಿಸಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿ ಡಿಸಾರ್ಡರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಜೆಜೆಂಟಿಸಮ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ಟಾಲರ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಫುಲ್ ಎತ್ತರ ಇರ್ತಾರ. ಹೈಪೋ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್, ಡಾರ್ಫಿಸಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಓವರ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ಜೆಜೆಂಟಿಸಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದಾ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ಡಾರ್ಫಿಸಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Fine. So these are the disorders which is caused due to the over secretion and the hyposecretion of the growth hormone, which causes the gigantism by over secretion and dwarfism by hyposecretion, means less. Okay. Next ಏನದ prolactin ada. So again here this prolactin, it will regulate the growth of the mammary glands. Okay, prolactin, it will regulate the growth of mammary glands and it stimulates the formation of milk in the mammary glands. Okay, it stimulates the formation of milk in the mammary glands. It is a prolactin. Next, thyroid stimulating hormone, that is TSH. Thyroid stimulating hormone, it stimulates the synthesis and the secretion of thyroid hormones from thyroid gland. Thyroid stimulating hormone ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತದ, it stimulates the synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormone from thyroid gland. ಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಒಳಗಿಂದ ಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದು? ಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ಓಕೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH. So adrenocorticotropic hormone, it stimulates the synthesis and secretion of hormones from adrenal gland. Adrenal gland ಒಳಗಿನ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದು? ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. This it stimulates the synthesis and secretion of hormones from the adrenal cortex. So adrenal gland kidney ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಇಮೇಜ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಜನರಲಿ called they secrete glucocorticoids and mineral corticoids. Okay, next ಏನದ luteinizing hormone ಅದ, that is LH. So in male, that is luteinizing hormone, it stimulates the synthesis and secretion of hormone called androgens. In male, LH, it stimulates the synthesis and the secretion of hormone called androgens from testes. Androgen from testes. In female, LH induces the ovulation and fully mature follicles, that is Graafian follicles. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದ. ಮೇಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ರೋಜೆನ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ರೋಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ it also maintains the corpus luteum to produce which is formed from the ruminants of the Graafian follicles after the ovulation. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಲೂಟಿಯಮ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್. ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. Iದೇನು adrenocorticotropic hormone, it helps in synthesis and the secretion of hormones from the adrenal cortex. Two hormones, one is glucocorticoids and mineral corticoids. Then luteinizing hormone, in case of male, it will help in the secretion of androgens from testes, whereas in female it will help in the ovulation, that is after complete maturation of Graafian follicle it will rupture and ova will be released. Ovulation ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಲೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಓವಾ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಓವರಿ. ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮೆಚೂರ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಓವಾ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಫೈನ್. ದೆನ್ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಲೂಟಿಯಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ Graafian follicle ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಿ ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅದ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ FSH. In male, FSH along with androgen, they regulate spermatogenesis. Okay, FSH, that is a follicle stimulating hormone. What it will do in males, FSH along with the androgen, it will regulate, generally it will regulate the spermatogenesis. FSH regulate the development of the ovarian follicles. Follicle stimulating hormone ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಸ್ಪರ್ಮಟೋಜೆನಿಸಿಸ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಫೀಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ದಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಓವರಿಯನ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್. ಓವರಿಯನ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಮೆಲನೋಸೈಡ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್, MSH. ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಲನೋಸೈಡ್ಸ್ it acts on MSH acts on the melanocytes, that is melanin containing cells. Melanin containing cells. Okay, it regulates the pigmentation of the skin coloration ಗೆ ಅದು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಅದ. ಯಾವುದು? ಮೆಲಾನೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, MSH. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನದ? ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ ಅದ. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತದ? ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ our body and it stimulates their contraction. Okay, oxytocin generally it acts on smooth muscles of the body. Fine. So in females it stimulates the vigorous contraction of the uterus at the time of childbirth. So oxytocin the function ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ it helps in the contraction of the uterus during the childbirth. time the uterus contraction ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಸೋಪ್ರೆಸಿನ್ ಅದ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನದ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್ದು ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಮರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಸಸ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇಜೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಎಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಮೆಮರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಟೋಸಿನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ದಿ ವ್ಯಾಸೋಪ್ರೆಸಿನ್. So vasopressin acts mainly on the kidney and stimulates the active reabsorption of water and the electrolytes. It helps in the active reabsorption of water and the electrolytes and it leads to the contraction of urine and reduces the loss of water. Water loss aglardange prevent ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. And it is also known as antidiuretic hormone. ADH ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ನೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿವಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ADH ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿವಿ. ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ADH, that is oxytocin and the vasopressin. Oxytocin, it helps in the contraction of uterus during the childbirth. Then it stimulates the contraction of smooth muscles of the mammary glands during the milk ejection. Fine. Next, vasopressin. It acts on kidney and stimulates the active reabsorption of water and the electrolytes. ವಾಟರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ದಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಡಯೂರಿಟಿಕ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ADH. Next, pineal gland ada. So what is the function of this pineal gland? Fine. So pineal gland, it is located on the dorsal side of the forebrain. Okay, it is located on the dorsal side of the forebrain. This pineal gland, it secretes one hormone which is known as melatonin. Melatonin stimulating hormone and just ivaga study ಮಾಡಿವಿ. So what does this pineal gland will do? This pineal gland, it will secrete the hormone, one hormone known as melatonin. Just a minute. So pineal gland, what it will do? It is located on the dorsal side of forebrain. It secretes one hormone called melatonin. Melatonin plays an important role in sleep awakening cycle. It will help in maintaining the rhythmic cycle of our body, sleep rhythmic cycle of our body. Okay, then it will also regulate the body metabolism. So complete, you know what is metabolism? The sum total chemical reactions which are taking place in our body. Fine, it also helps in regulating the body metabolism and it controls the pigmentation, skin pigmentation. The coloration of the skin is also responsible by this melatonin pigment only. Fine. Then it influences the menstrual cycle. Then it influences body defense capability. Okay, so these are the functions of pineal gland. So where does this pineal gland it is located? It is located on the dorsal side of forebrain. It's located on the dorsal side of forebrain and it secretes the hormone called as melatonin. This melatonin, it plays an important role in the sleeping awakening cycle. Then it regulates the body metabolism, control pigmentation, then influences on the menstrual cycle. Then it also helps in the body defense capability. Okay, hope this pineal gland is clear to you. Next comes the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland. Okay, so thyroid gland is composed of two lobes which are located on the either side of the trachea below the larynx. Where does the thyroid glands are located? You can see a location. They are the small butterfly shaped gland which is located at the base of the neck below the thyroid cartilage. Below the thyroid cartilage, here you can see. This is a thyroid gland. Fine. So again here it is composed of two lobes which is located on the either side of the trachea. It is made up of two lobes. So this is a thyroid gland. Okay, we will see the description of thyroid gland now. So thyroid gland, it is composed of two lobes which are located on the either side of the trachea below the larynx. It is located below the larynx. Fine. Both the lobes are connected to the isthmus. Thyroid gland, it is composed of follicles and the stromal tissue. It is having follicles and stromal tissue. Each thyroid follicle, it is lined by cuboidal follicular cells. Thyroid follicle is lined by cuboidal follicular cells. Okay, enclosing a cavity filled with colloidal called as thyrocolloidal. Okay, it is commonly known as thyrocolloidal. Then the follicular cells generally they synthesize two hormones. The thyroid gland it will synthesize two hormones which is known as T4 and T3. Tetraiodothyronine, it is also known as thyroxine, and triiodothyronine T3. Tetraiodothyronine T4 and triiodothyronine T3. These two hormones secreted by the thyroid glands. Which are the two hormones secreted by thyroid glands? One is tetraiodothyronine, or it is also known as thyroxine, or commonly T4 antani ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. T4 and T3. T3 ಅಂದರೆ triiodothyronine. tetraiodothyronine. Okay, so we'll see the functions. These hormones, they are synthesized due to the iodization of amino acids, which is called as tyrosine. These hormones, they are synthesized due to the iodization of amino acids called tyrosine. Okay, in dietary deficiency of iodine, it leads to an enlargement of thyroid gland, which is called as goiter. The deficiency of iodine. One way, if you are suffering from the deficiency of iodine, then you can see that there is an enlargement of the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland ಏನಾಗ್ತದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಎನ್ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ವೆಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗಾಯ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, if the hypothyroidism during the pregnancy causes an defective development and maturation of the growing baby, it leads to a condition called as cretinism. Okay, it leads to a condition called as cretinism. So let us see what are the characteristic features of this cretinism. One is stunted growth, abnormal growth irtada, then mentally retardation irtada, then low intelligence quotient, then abnormal skin, deaf mutism, pot bellied and dribbling saliva. So in adult, then woman hypothyroidism may cause irregular menstrual cycle. Women it may due to the menstrual cycle. Fine. Then the over secretion of thyroid, it will cause to the hyperthyroidism. One ವೇಳೆ secretion ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ then it leads to the hyperthyroidism. Fine. So thyroid gland. So here you can see the thyroid gland disorders, hypothyroidism ಮತ್ತು hyperthyroidism. Hypo ಅಂದರೆ less secretion of thyroid gland, hyper ಅಂದರೆ ಓವರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಹೈಪರ್ಥೈರಾಯ್ಡಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ನೌ hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. Hypothyroidism, it is a condition characterized by the abnormal low thyroid hormone production. Hypo means less secretion, we can say. Hyper means excess, more. Is a condition in which the thyroid gland produces the excess amount of thyroid hormones, tetraiodothyronine and thyroxine T3 and T4. There will be excess secretion of hormones. Here it is less secretion of hormones. Hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So these are the diseases you can see. Here you can see the goiter, swelling of neck region. This is the hyperthyroidism in man. Then in case of children. Okay, these are the disorders of thyroidism. So next we'll move on to the function of thyroid gland. So what are the functions of thyroid gland? So firstly, it regulates the basal metabolic rate, BMR, basal metabolic rate. Then supports the formation of red blood cells, ಅಂದರೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ ರೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ದಿ ಮೆಟಬಾಲಿಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್. ಮೆಟಬಾಲಿಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್, ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ parafollicular cells called as thyrocalcitonin, that is TCT, thyrocalcitonin, which is secreted by the parafollicular cells. Fine. Next, thyrocalcitonin regulates the blood calcium level. Hypercalcemia, blood calcium level maintain ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Fine. So these are the functions of thyroid gland. Very important they are. Firstly, it will help in regulating the basal metabolic rates, and it will support the formation of red blood cells. Then it will control the carbohydrates, proteins and fat metabolism. Then it will help in maintaining the water and electrolyte balance. Then the hormones secreted by parafollicular cells, they are called as thyrocalcitonin, and this thyrocalcitonin regulate the blood calcium level. It also helps in maintaining the blood calcium level. Okay. These are the functions of thyroid gland. Once again, you can have a glance over the thyroid gland. So thyroid gland is composed of two lobes. Okay, so generally this thyroid gland, it will help in the synthesis of two hormones. One is tetraiodothyronine or thyroxine, it is also known as T4, and triiodothyronine, T3. Then the hormones are synthesized due to the iodization of amino acids. If there is a deficiency of iodine, then there is an enlargement of thyroid gland, which is commonly known as goiter. Then if there is a hypothyroidism during the pregnancy causes a defective development and the maturation of the growing baby. It leads to the condition known as cretinism. So these are the major characters. This is the location of thyroid gland. This is hypothyroidism and the hyperthyroidism. Functions of thyroid gland. Okay. Hope thyroid gland is clear. So next we'll move on to the another gland, that is the parathyroid gland. So parathyroid gland, 4 parathyroid glands are present on the back side of the thyroid gland. Okay, 4 parathyroid glands will be present. Fine. So again here this parathyroid, it secretes an peptide hormone which is called as parathyroid hormone. It will secrete hormones is known as PTH, that is a parathyroid hormone. Parathyroid gland parathyroid hormone is secrete ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Fine. The secretion of parathyroid hormone is regulated by blood calcium level by feedback regulation. It is regulated by blood calcium level. Fine. Then parathyroid hormone increases the blood calcium level. It helps in increasing the blood calcium level. Hypercalcemia, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ hypercalcemia ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay. Then it stimulates the reabsorption of reabsorption of bones, that is demineralization. Then it stimulates the reabsorption ಅನ್ನೋದು. Just a minute, let me correct it. Reabsorption. Okay, stimulates the reabsorption of bones. Then stimulates the reabsorption of calcium from renal tubule. Then increases the absorption of calcium from the digested food. It also helps in increasing the absorption of calcium from the digested food. Okay, along with the thyrocalcitonin, it regulates the blood calcium level. It also helps in regulating the blood calcium level. Okay, so these are the properties of the parathyroid gland. Hope it is clear. Parathyroid gland, two pairs of parathyroid gland are located behind the outer wing of the thyroid gland. Two means two pairs ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾಲ್ಕು ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. Here you can see this is a thyroid gland and 2 pairs of parathyroid gland, they are located 1 2 3 4, that means 4. Okay, then it secretes a peptide hormone called as parathyroid hormone. Then the secretion of parathyroid hormone, it is regulated by circulating level of calcium ions. It is regulated by the calcium ions. Then it regulates the amount of calcium, phosphorus, magnesium in the bones and the blood. Generally the function of parathyroid gland, it helps in maintaining the phosphorus and magnesium in the bones and blood. Okay, it increases the blood calcium level and maintain the calcium balance in the body. So body ಒಳಗೆ blood calcium level maintain ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ help ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Okay, that's the parathyroid gland. Parathyroid gland is clear to you. So next we'll move on to the another gland, that is the thymus gland. So thymus gland, lobular structure which is located on the dorsal side of the heart. Okay, it is located on the dorsal side of the heart. Just a minute. Okay, so thymus gland, this is a lobular structure which is located on the dorsal side of the heart and the aorta, and it plays an important role in the development of immune system, Thymus gland plays an important role in the development of immune system. It secretes a hormone which is called as thymosin. Thymus gland secretes a hormone which is known as thymosin. Then thymosin it plays an important role in differentiation of T lymphocytes, and it provides a cell mediated immunity. Thymosin plays an important role in differentiation of T lymphocytes. ಅದು ಟಿ ಲಿಂಫೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ mediated immunity, and it promotes the production of antibodies to provide an humoral immunity. ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸೆಲ್ mediated immunity ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಫೈನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ನೋನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಥ್ರೋನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ thorn of the immunity. Then thymus antithesis, it is in old age. In old age decreases the body immune power. So obviously when we turn to the old age, our body immune system will be reduced. Okay, that's the thymus gland. Next comes the adrenal gland. So again here this adrenal gland, that is one pair of adrenal gland. It is located at the top of the kidney. Just a minute. Okay, so you can see this adrenal gland, exactly location of adrenal gland. So where does this adrenal gland are located? So adrenal gland location anterior part of the kidney, that is on the surface of each kidney adrenal gland is located. This is the structure of kidney, and on the kidney adrenal gland is located. Anterior part of each kidney, it is composed of two types of tissues. Centrally they are located by the adrenal medulla and outside by adrenal cortex. Okay, so we'll see what are the detail of adrenal gland. So one pair of adrenal gland which is located on the top of each kidney. Top of each kidney they are made up of adrenal gland. Each adrenal gland, it is composed of two types of tissues. They are made up of two types of tissues. Central located tissue called as adrenaline medulla, and peripheral tissue is called as adrenaline cortex. Central located tissue is called as adrenaline medulla, and peripheral tissue is called adrenaline cortex. Then adrenaline medulla, it secretes two hormones. Adrenaline medulla, it will secrete two hormones. One is adrenaline and epinephrine, or noradrenaline, norepinephrine. Adrenaline, non-adrenaline ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. Adrenal medulla, it secretes two hormones called adrenaline and non-adrenaline, that is epinephrine and norepinephrine. Hormones of adrenal medulla, they are commonly known as catecholamines. Hormones of adrenal medulla, they are commonly known as catecholamines. Then adrenaline and noradrenaline, they are rapidly secreted in response to the stress of any kind during the emergency situation. So generally here these hormones, that is adrenaline and noradrenaline, rapidly they are secreted in any situation, so they are commonly known as emergency hormones. Okay, adrenaline and noradrenaline, they are adrenaline and noradrenaline, they are commonly known as emergency hormones because they are rapidly secreted in response to the stress of any kind during the emergency situation. Fine, they are known as emergency hormone. Then catecholamines are also known as 3F hormones. 3F hormones because they play a greater role in manage stressful condition like fight, flight, and fright. So they helps in maintaining these three factors in our body. 3F. One is fight, flight, and fright. Okay, they plays a greater role in managing stressful condition. Is it clear? Adrenaline. So adrenaline, it will secrete two hormones. One is adrenaline and the one is the noradrenaline. Adrenaline and noradrenaline. This adrenaline and noradrenaline, generally they are known as emergency hormones. Fun, they are called as emergency hormones because they are secreted in response to the stress during emergency condition. During emergency condition, immediately they are secreted, so they are also known as emergency hormones. Okay, that's about the adrenal gland. Then you can see this exact location of adrenal gland, where it is located. Then we'll move on to the function of adrenaline and noradrenaline. So this adrenaline and adrenaline, okay, it increases alertness, pupillary dilation, piloerection, that is the rising of heads, then sweating, increase in heart rate, the strength of heart contraction is increased, then increased rate of respiration, breakdown of glycogen into glucose, then it stimulates the breakdown of proteins and fats. It also helps in stimulating the breakdown of protein and fats. Then adrenal cortex, again it is divided into 3 zones. Adrenal cortex, it is divided into 3 zones. Okay, we'll see one by one which are those 3 zones. One is zona reticularis, zona fasciculate, then zona glomerulus. Just a minute. Okay, so adrenal cortex divided into 3 zones. Which are the 3 zones? One is zona reticularis, zona fasciculate, and zona glomerulus. Zona reticularis, so it is an inner layer. So this zona reticularis, it mainly secretes the sex steroids. It is an inner layer and it secretes the sex steroids. Then zona fasciculate, it is a middle layer and it is mainly secretes the glucocorticoids. It helps in the secretion of glucocorticoids. Then zona glomerulus, it is the outer layer and it will secrete the mineral corticoids. It helps in the secretion of mineral corticoids. So these are the 3 layers of adrenal cortex. One is zona reticularis, zona fasciculate, and zona glomerulus. Okay, then this zona reticularis, it is inner layer, and zona fasciculate, it is a middle layer, and zona glomerulus, it is a outer layer. This zona reticularis, it secretes sex steroids, and zona fasciculate, it secretes glucocorticoids. Then zona glomerulus, it secretes the mineral corticoids. Okay, next, adrenal cortex, it secretes 3 main steroids, which is commonly called as corticoids. Okay, this corticoids, it regulates the carbohydrate metabolism called as glucocorticoids. It regulates carbohydrate metabolism called glucocorticoids, and the principle of glucocorticoid is cortisol. It's a cortisols. Then corticoids, which regulate the balance of water electrolytes in our body, they are called as mineral corticoids. Glucocorticoids and mineral corticoids. This glucocorticoids, it regulates carbohydrate metabolism, and mineral corticoids balance the water and electrolytes in our body. Okay. Next, another principle, that is mineral corticoids, is the aldosterone. Sex steroids is called as androgens. So we'll see the functions of glucocorticoids now in detail. So again here, it stimulates the glucogenesis. Glucocorticoids, it stimulates glucogenesis, that is a conversion of proteins and fats into glucose. Then it stimulates the lipolysis, breakdown of fats. Then promotes proteolysis. Proteolysis means conversion of protein into amino acids. Then inhibit cellular uptake and utilization of amino acids. It also inhibits cellular uptake and utilization of amino acids. Utilization also it will help. Then the cortisols, it maintains a cardiovascular system as well as kidney function. It also helps in maintaining the kidney function. Then the cortisols, it produces an anti-inflammatory reaction and suppresses the immune response. It also helps in anti-inflammatory reaction and immune response. Then the cortisols, it stimulates the RBC production, red blood cells production also it will stimulates. Fine. So these are the functions of glucocorticoids. Next the function of aldosterone. Okay, function of aldosterone. Aldosterone, it acts mainly at the renal tubules. Aldosterone acts mainly at the renal tubules. It stimulates the reabsorption of sodium and water and excretion of potassium and phosphate ions. Okay, so it's a function of aldosterone. This aldosterone, it mainly acts as an renal tubules. It acts as a renal tubule. It stimulates the reabsorption of sodium and water. Sodium and water reabsorption help ಮಾಡ್ತದ. Then excretion of potassium and phosphate ions. Potassium and phosphate ions excretion ಅದು help ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Okay. Then aldosterone, it also helps in maintenance of electrolytes, body fluid volume, osmotic pressure and blood pressure. Apart from this reabsorption of sodium, water and excretion of potassium, it also helps in maintenance of electrolytes, then body fluid volume, then osmotic pressure and the blood pressure. Osmotic pressure, blood pressure also, it will help in the maintaining. Fine. That is a function of aldosterone. Next, the function of androgen. So again here androgen, they plays a role in the growth of axial hair, pubic hair and the facial hair during the puberty. That is during the maturity, it helps in the growth of axial hair, pubic hair and the facial hair. That's the function of androgen. Okay. So next comes the pancreas. Okay. So hope these concepts are clear to you. Just you can have a glance once over all the slides. Adrenal gland, thymus gland, parathyroid gland, thyroid gland, etc. Okay. So you have to keep in mind all the name of the hormones and its function. It is very important. Okay. Fine. So far we have discussed regarding the function of aldosterone, function of glucocorticoids, aldosterone and the androgen. So next we'll move on to the pancreas. So let me introduce the pancreas. So pancreas, it is a mexocrine gland. Pancreas, it is called as mexocrine gland. It acts as both exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. Pancreas, it will act as both exocrine gland as well as the endocrine gland, and that is duct gland and the ductus gland. Endocrine part consists of islets of Langerhans. Endocrine part, it is made up of islets of Langerhans. So here you can find that there are 1 to 2 millions of islets of Langerhans are present in the pancreas, which is representing only 1 to 2% of the pancreatic tissues. Fine. So again here in the pancreas you can see that there are two types of two principal cells are there. One is alpha cells secreted by glucagon and beta cells secreted by the insulin. Alpha cells and beta cells. Alpha cells secreted by glucagon and beta cells, they are secreted by the insulin. Fine. So two cells are secreted from the islets of Langerhans of pancreas. One is alpha cell and the one is a beta cell. Okay. So what is the pancreas are called? Pancreas, they are called as mexocrine gland. Means it acts as both exocrine gland as well as endocrine gland. Then the endocrine part, it consists of islets of Langerhans. It consists of islets of Langerhans. Fine. So it is having two types of cells. One is alpha cell and the one is the beta cell. Alpha cells and beta cells. So we'll see one by one what are its functions and all. Okay, we'll see first role of glucagon. So glucagon, it is a polypeptide hormone. It is a polypeptide hormone. It maintains the normal blood glucose level. It helps in maintaining the normal blood glucose level. Then it stimulates the glucogenolysis in the hepatic cells. It stimulates the glucogenolysis in the hepatic cells. Then results resulting increased blood sugar level called as hypoglycemia. If the blood sugar level increases, then that condition we commonly call it as hyperglycemia. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಐತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೈಪರ್ಗ್ಲೈಸಿಮಿಯಾ ಅಂತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ hypoglycemia. Hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia. Hyper means more, hypo means less. Then it stimulates the glucogenesis, glucagongenesis. Okay. It reduces the cellular glucose uptake and utilization. In general, glucagon is hyperglycemic hormone. It is a hypoglycemic hormone. Okay. Then the role of insulin. Okay, what is the role of insulin? So this insulin role, diabetes mellitus. Okay. Okay, we'll discuss this insulin role. So again here, role of insulin. Insulin, it is a peptide hormone. Okay, even insulin, it is also peptide. Okay, this I have discussed now. Role of insulin. Insulin is a peptide hormone. It regulates blood glucose homeostasis. It regulates blood glucose homeostasis. Insulin acts mainly on hepatocytes and adipocytes, hepatic cells and adipose cells. It enhances the cellular glucose uptake and the utilization. It helps in maintaining the glucose uptake and its utilization. Then it stimulates the rapid movement of glucose from blood to hepatocytes and adipocytes. Hepatic cells and the cells of hepatocytes, they are the cells generally. Okay. Then adipocytes, they result in decrease in the blood glucose level, hypoglycemia. Decrease is known as hypoglycemia. Increase in blood glucose level, it is known as hyperglycemia. Fine. So again here, what it will do, it stimulates the conversion of glucose into glycogen. It stimulates the conversion of glucose is converted into glycogen. That is called as glycogenesis. Glycogenesis, that is the conversion of glucose into glycogen. Conversion of glucose into glycogen is called as glycogenesis. Then it stimulates the synthesis of fat from glucose, which is called as lipogenesis. Synthesis of fats from glucose, it is called as lipogenesis. Okay. So here you have to keep in mind three terms. One is hypoglycemia, glycogenesis, lipogenesis. Decrease in the blood glucose level, it is called as hypoglycemia. Then conversion of glucose into glycogen is called as glycogenesis. Then synthesis of fat into glucose, it is called as lipogenesis. Okay, hope it is clear. Next, diabetes mellitus. So what is this diabetes mellitus? So again, yeah, it is mainly caused due to the hypersecretion of insulin. Diabetes mellitus, it is caused due to hypersecretion of insulin and the prolonged hypoglycemia associated with the glycosuria. Means glycosuria, excretion of glucose in urine. It is called as glycosuria, excretion of glucose in urine. So what happens in diabetes? It is mainly caused due to hyposecretion of insulin. Hyposecretion of insulin and the prolonged hyperglycemia associated with glycosuria. Then hyperglycemia, it leads to the formation of ketone bodies. It helps in formation of ketone bodies. Then diabetic patients are treated with insulin therapy. They are treated with insulin therapy. Fine. So that's about this insulin. Role of insulin, glucagon, function, it's pancreas, glucagon and insulin. One is role of glucagon, it helps in hyperglycemia. Insulin, it helps in hypoglycemia. Okay. Then diabetes mellitus, it is mainly caused due to the hypersecretion of insulin. Then so generally that's diabetes patients, they are treated with insulin therapy, you know that. Fine. So remaining will complete in the next class, that is the testis and the function of testosterone and all. Okay, hope up to here it is completely clear to you. Okay, is it clear? So remaining will complete in the next class. Just you can have a glance once over all the slides from here. Function of adrenaline and noradrenaline, three layers. Function of glucocorticoids, function of aldosterone, then function of androgen, pancreas, and the two cells, one is alpha cell and beta cell. Then role of glucagon, role of insulin, and diabetes mellitus. Okay, okay, hope it's clear.